What's up, crypto legends? In this episode, I'm going to explain to you how Bitcoin has a high probability in hitting all-time high by next week. We'll be taking a look at the daily time frame. I'm going to talk about the most important levels of support where the price could get a bounce if we were to get a pullback. Zooming in on lower time frames as well to take a look at the Elliott wave scenarios here. We are very likely in the fifth wave and we still have a lot of steam. So make sure to stay tuned till the very end. We'll be taking a look at the liquidity. We also take a look at important news and stuff that has been happening during the last few days. Remember that if you are interested in trading, you got Bybit link down below where you get an insane bonus. You also have 𝗬𝗫 and Bluffing, which has a great bonus also, and they are no KYC platforms. Just with an email and a password, you can start trading with minutes. Make sure to claim that bonus down below. Now let's zoom in here to the daily time frame and analyze this situation. Let's keep it extremely simple here for the viewer. Now we do have that lower high resistance trend line from all-time high that we did have an attempt in breaking out the 21st of May. We failed and we got a decent pullback and then obviously getting that bounce during the last few days. Now, when we take a look at this trend line, we've been maintaining as support, as you can see on the 4-hourly time frame. We got that pullback yesterday and got a significant bounce of over $1,000. So it does look like that Bitcoin is trying to break this resistance and wants to go to higher levels. However, we are hitting a crucial level of resistance at the moment, which is the value area high from the entire range between March and June. As you can see right there, that value area high during the last few days is providing significant resistance. So could we get one more pullback before shooting off to all-time high? Definitely, that is a possibility. So let's talk about the big major support levels. When we take a look at the lows from the 1st of May, we can see that this is clearly impulsive and this is clearly corrective. We had a major impulsive move the second week of May and also that corrective structure last week. Now, when we take a look at this movement to the upside, it is clearly more impulsive than that price action from the last 2 weeks, meaning that this is likely to continue to the upside till we break above $72,000. Main reason why is because we are potentially inside of this fifth wave. We still have a lot of steam to break all-time high and go to much higher levels. When we take a look at the high of the third wave here to the low of the fourth wave, when we do see the 0.88 Fibonacci hit, it gives us a high probability that that high is going to be taken. Are we going to manage to get one more pullback or are we just going to rock it through? I'm going to say that, hey, maybe we are going to get that momentum to the upside. If you have been in the Legends trading community, yesterday we talked about a long setup on Bitcoin waiting for that potential pullback down to $70,200. The main reason why we got this bounce from this level in the Legends trading community, I was focusing yesterday on the analysis. I'm just going to quickly explain why we did get that bounce. Now, it was pretty obvious for me. We were looking here for a swing failure pattern from this higher low of the major rally. So we had a major rally, we created that higher low, and this was an insanely important level of support as it was also the value area high from this trading range of the last few weeks. This zone over here had to hold very nicely as support, and this was a long trigger to get the significant bounce. So whoever got in that long position in the Legends trading community, then obviously is in a great profit, and it's worth maintaining that long position as I do believe that all-time highs are going to be happening by next week. Now, what happens if the price does get a pullback? Okay, because there is a chance here that we are inside of the fifth wave, okay, from these impulsive moves like I explained here at the beginning of the stream. We're probably inside of the fifth wave. But when we zoom in here on the lower time frames, what if we are forming here the first wave and we are finish it inside of the fifth wave? So what we are looking at here potentially is for a corrective wave. If we see the impulsive moves from the last few days, we can clearly see that we've already formed 5 waves to the upside. What if this is the wave number 1, okay, of the 5 waves that we are going to create inside of this massive 5th wave. Something that we need to take into consideration, guys, and if we do get the pullback, what is the most important levels of support? Well, obviously, if we do take a look at major targets of a second wave, okay, taking a look at the pivot low to the pivot high, just say that we have finished this wave 1 and we are going to form a corrective structure right now in the wave 2, giving us an insane opportunity till we get all the way up to all-time high. Let's talk about those major levels of support, of course. That is the 50% Fibonacci all the way down to the 7/8 Fibonacci, okay? If we take a look at the pivot low here to the pivot high over the last few days, we want the price to maintain in between 50%, 618 and 7/8 Fibonacci. 7/8 Fibonacci being the ultimate level and the main reason why this is massive support. When we take a look at the fixed volume profile from this range of last week, we can see that that point of control, the highest volume node, is sitting exactly at the 7/8 Fibonacci retracement. That zone is extremely important. Of course, that would be a pullback of over $3,000. That will be looking very scary. However, I'm going to tell you that we have a high chance that this zone is going to maintain our support. So we need to focus on a consolidation here at this zone between $67,700 and $68,000 range. If the price does manage to get a pullback all the way down to this zone, I see the price maintaining higher low support structure, and this is only a wave 2 from 5 waves that is going to be created in the next 1 to 2 weeks inside of that much larger 5th wave. Something that we need to take into consideration, guys, the market is extremely bullish. Any big pullbacks is likely just going to be an insane probability. Other scenario here is, what if the price does dip below the low from yesterday? This is a lower time frame scenario that I would be mentioning with the Legends trading community for a long setup. So if we do get that movement down beneath yesterday's low and we do get a recovery, I'm going to see this already as the end of the pullback, and we are likely going to get the recovery. So basically a failed auction swing failure pattern from yesterday's lows, as we do have the value area high from the entire range. If this were to be the case and we do maintain above that level, for me, this is already going to be a long trigger with stop loss beneath the low, looking for $72,000 and even all-time high. What we need to take into consideration is that we do have massive liquidity above $72,000. There's billions of dollars worth of short liquidations above $72,000. So this means that there is also a high chance that any pullbacks is just going to be a corrective move, and we're likely going to claim that liquidity in the next coming days. Today at 4:30 Dubai time, we do have some important news. We have non-farm payrolls and unemployment rates, so you want to be cautious trading in those hours, especially if you're scalping and day trading. Let's take a look at some important news that's been happening. Robinhood buys crypto exchange Bitstamp, one of the oldest in the industry. Bitstamp has been a crypto exchange for many, many years, and it's been bought by a traditional broker, Robinhood. Extremely bullish, as we can see traditional finance flipping into decentralized finance, which is cryptocurrency. We have nearly $500 million flow into Bitcoin. Fidelity taking the lead with $221 million worth of Bitcoin, and GBTC adding a 15 million. Inflows are still continuing here, as you can see. Many countries following the domino effect with the Bitcoin ETFs. US being the number 1 and following by Canada, UK, Hong Kong, Australia, and Thailand. We are going to see many more countries adding Bitcoin spot ETF in the next coming months. Also, what we do see is the Bitcoin miner holding has plunged 50%, reaching lowest level in 14 years. So the holdings of the miners is not too high. So that means there is not too much selling pressure that could come from the miners. Legends, that's going to be it for today's video update. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.